Don't mind me while I rock out, per usual. You know, get the energy going. So I hope you guys are doing well. We already have some cards flying out. Again, this is a general spread. And we're just going to see what's popping for our star blossoms right now. What up, Siobhan? Yes, I am live. Yes. I know I keep saying I'm moving over to YouTube, but I am. I just, you know, I do things as I feel, so. I have been posting replays from Instagram on my YouTube. The link for my YouTube channel is in my bio, so please make sure you subscribe, because I will, like I keep saying, I am going to be moving over there more and more for readings and for content on specific subjects, but I am going to use Instagram just as more of like a social thing. So I'm just flowing, guys. You know how I roll. I like to try things. What up, Intuitive Solutions? Yeah, these cards, this is looking pretty good though. Guys, I don't know how you've been feeling. I've been feeling really good. I did have one day, I guess, was it yesterday? I slept so much, and I just let my body sleep. I also went out in nature. It was really nice. I spend a lot of time grounding, not just the light codes and all the energies that are coming in to serve Gaia, but also for myself. Like, I try to keep my energies as balanced and as in much harmony as possible. So just a friendly reminder, I know it's easy to kind of forget to ground, especially if you live somewhere in the world where the weather here is really, really hot right now. I never let that stop me. But you got to be mindful. For example, yesterday, if you saw my reel, I actually just went for a long drive, and I got out of the car for a while when I could, but like I couldn't do like a real hike like I normally would. But again, I didn't let it stop me. I got up there, got barefoot a little bit, things like that. All right, so our cards are here. So let's see how this goes. We do have the Two of Swords as the base card. It's in reverse. So there's something that you're kind of just, you're either not seeing or even you just don't want to see it. Some of you might be in denial. I actually don't think that's the case. I think you're just like, nah, like I'm not in the mood. There is a good reason for you doing that, because something is going to come in very swiftly, either actual masculine, like a dude, or just this energy is going to come through with truth. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck, guys, the Knight of Swords. So he's coming in fast. Like, even his horse is like, whoa, Nelly. So something is going to come in very quickly for you, and we do have the Tower card here as well. It came out in reverse. So I don't know, I feel like some of you aren't expecting this. Generally speaking, with the Tower card, you're not expecting it. But remember, if it is a shakeup of some kind, it is for your highest good. The Tower card happens when there is something, again, usually someone isn't seeing it, and Spirit's like giving you hints, but maybe it's not coming through for someone. So the Tower card just shakes it up. So that way, if you ask me, you can put it back in order the way that serves your highest good. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, you've been spinning the wheel. You've been in this massive turnaround, like, you know, 180, 360 even, whatever you want to call it. But you're doing something where you're gathering pieces, you're growing, you're changing. This is for your evolution, so it's all good in the hood. You want to make sure you are keeping control of this wheel, and I do think you are, because your present energy is showing the Knight of Swords. Isn't it interesting how we have, for our base card, the Two of Swords, but then we have that Knight affecting the energy. So we have the Knight of Swords coming into this King. So it's all looking good, and it's looking actually even better as time goes on. So this Tower, I feel like, is going to be a hiccup for someone. Probably for you, if you're watching this video, it's going to be a hiccup. Or maybe you're just going to witness it from afar, because for some of you, I know you don't want to get involved. Like, you just don't want to get involved in the shenanigans. For some of you, you're not going to have a choice, though, because it's going to be your personal situation. Don't worry, though, because, again, not only do you have the Wheel of Fortune and you coming into your truth, you getting into this throne, this foundation, a very wise space, but you also have all the tricks and experiences that you need. That's why we have the Magician coming up, right? Has all the tools he needs to create. So don't worry about it. Don't let this card freak you out. There is a decision that will be made following this cycle, though, okay? So you're going to find yourself in a new space definitely with a new perspective, definitely with a new foundation that is much more serving for you, okay? It's much more serving, so that's the good news. And you are going to be, it's something you've manifested. It's something that you're creating. I think maybe for some of you, you were just dragging your feet, or maybe you just weren't sure of the timing. For everyone, it's going to be a little bit different, but again, this Two of Swords is the root of it. When that time to make the decision comes, Spirit is asking you to please use your intuition. Please use your intuition. So although, and so don't get it twisted, although you have, wow, this is so interesting actually. The whole first half of the reading is all swords, right? It's all swords. Truth, authenticity, cutting through bullshit. Even the Page of Swords, whoops, is on the bottom of the deck, like just chilling, right? On the bottom of the deck. I didn't get to that yet, but anyway, so we have all these swords at the beginning of the reading, and now look how interesting we're coming to all wands. Making a decision with your intuition based on the wisdom that you've learned. Other people see the new beginning. Oh, I see. For someone is trying to hold you back. Someone is also trying to hold you back. So for some of you, it's going to be either you coming in and be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here now, or someone else helping escort you out of there, right? Giving you this message or giving you this clarity, and you just like, zip, I'm out, right? So that's all good. But for some of you, other people are like, wait, where are you going? Wait, you're not staying back in this suffering with me? Wait, you really think that's a good idea? Oh, P.S. It's like, Chiron is in retrograde, wounded healer vibes, but like, with that comes some narcissists showing up in your life. Probably one, you already know who they are. Don't let them con you out of your shit, because look what you have on deck for yourself. Newcastle, happy family, fruits of your labor, celebration. Sometimes this is a wedding card, guys, but it's all on wands, intuition. So look, we have you making a decision with your intuition, other people questioning your intuition, you seeing that this is going to bring you your most joy and happiness, and the outcome card is the Eight of Wands, which means you do know the answer. It came out in reverse, so for some of you, you're still shaky on it. I say just bite the bullet and go for it, man, because there is this new offer, and it's for your highest good. It's for your truth, or it's at least the next step. It's at least the next step. And for some of you, you've been sitting in a space for a bit too long. Even though you've had this growth, even though you've been having these turnarounds, even though you've probably been having some luck too, to be honest, you're having some good fortune. Keep throwing gratitude out there to keep creating more of that, okay? I always remind people that gratitude is an accelerator. So when we have something, it can be small things, guys. Like, it doesn't have to be massive things. It can be anything. You're always, get into the habit of sending gratitude to the universe, to spirit, to God for any blessings that come through, whether they're expected or not. Because when we, show gratitude, we create more of it. It's an accelerator. How's everybody doing? What up, Calais? What up, beautiful life? What up, conscious feminine medicine? What up, Jasmine? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. We'll leave some more. So, okay, yeah, so this is a new cycle. You're leaving something behind. You're leaving some bullshit behind, though. Good for you. Good for you. So you're coming in on your white horse. You're coming into this, it's betterment, guys. It's betterment. You're leaving any of the clowns in the dust, which is great. Just go with the flow on this one, though, man. Don't force it. Don't overthink it. Use the intuition. You've already laid the foundation of wisdom on this one. Again, you've done some healing work. You've done some inner work. So don't even question it. I think so many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, look, there's that Three of Wands again. So you are going to have to make a decision. Go with the flow, guys. Follow your gut. I got to be real. For some of you, it's going to get you right to your highest outcome that you are overly satisfied with. You're going to build this new foundation. It's going to be so joyful, so exciting for you. But for others, it's just going to at least get you to the next step of that, the next step of it. So don't get all hung up and like, oh, what way should I go? This way, this way, this way. Don't let that, please, because you know what happens? When you don't follow your gut the first time, when you don't follow your intuition when it first comes through and stick with it, like your first answer is always right kind of thing on like a multiple choice test. Think of it that way. Like whatever comes through, that spirit speaking to you, trying to push you, But then our thoughts sometimes get in our way. So this is not a time to be overthinking. This is time to just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it, and it's either gonna be immediately to your highest outcome. I think for many of you it is gonna be, but for some of you at least it's gonna get you to the next step. So again, you can't really go wrong, but you gotta get the hell out. There's a reason this tower is pushing you out. Take heed. Take heed. You're ready. You are ready. You are ready. You are ready. You are ready. And it's feeling like this has to do with location for many of you. So it could be, yeah, so look, justice is coming, balance is coming, truth is coming. Hey, maybe some of you guys are signing a new lease or doing so, because justice also has to do with signing documents a lot of the time. So maybe some of you guys are, like, you're making a decision here that is going to require some legal paperwork of some kind. Just make sure, you know, it says everything you want it to say if you have to sign paperwork at all. For those of you that are not signing any kind of paperwork, that's cool too. You know it's balanced because, again, you have all these wands and your intuition, and you also have all these swords from the foundation and the wisdom that you've laid. So really good. I'm feeling like I have to have one more clarification card, and then there it is. And then we'll do some, oh look, King of Pentacles. This something really good is coming for you guys. So this is the work, the fruits of your labor. Guys, you have been hard at work, so good for you. And look who's on the bottom of the deck here. The Three of Cups, which is more celebration. The Three of Cups and the Four of Wands is all about, yeah, like it could be, a lot of readers will say this is like a wedding celebration. It doesn't have to be, right? Just because there's a couple on there and they look like it doesn't have to be. It just means 4, new foundation with the castle. Yeah, so you go from the tower bullshit to the castle, so that's a big up for you. But also you're celebrating with family, friends, and of course Spirit is celebrating with you too. Let's pull some Oracle, see what else is popping. Any other messages? I want to pull from the Starseed Oracle. I haven't pulled from the Starseed Oracle in a while for whatever reason, but there's some nice messages in here. So let's see what else Spirit has to say for us. What up, Nina? What's popping, homie? What up, it's Libra 333? Okay, here we go. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Okay, so some of you legit are like getting married, having kids, like actually, like literally, but others, like this is a portal to your new, you know, your new way of being, perhaps like your next step in your ascension path, perhaps your next spiritual evolution or spiritual growth. But whatever it is, again, general reading, everyone's going to be a little bit different, but it definitely has to do with whatever you've been working on. Whatever you've been working on. So if you've been focusing on career, that's what this is about for you. If you've been focusing on just bettering your life, that's what this is about for you. But it does have to do 100% for anyone on this reading. It has to do with like starting a new chapter of some kind. Definitely starting a chapter. And this has a lot of nurturing feminine energy. Okay, so it's something that you have been nurturing. It's something that is very nourishing even too. So it's going to be nourishing to your career, nourishing to your heart, nourishing to your soul, even nourishing to your mind. Maybe for many of you, I think it's going to bring you peace of mind. But again, you got to go through, I feel like, you know, for whatever reason, you weren't seeing or you weren't pulling the trigger on it, and now it's time. Now this portal's open. Now this gateway is open for you. Now you're able to move on through, and it is in design. I mean, this is for you. So really nice, really, really nice. Let's see what other messages we have. I'm feeling like unicorn vibes. Like really magical, like really mystical, really, really like, I don't know, like maybe for some of you, it feels like someone's been really waiting for this portal or waiting for this opening, and now it's here and you're like, okay, like you're going to know it's for you. Don't question it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is interesting. So the seeds of Intaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Oh, I like that. And you know what? That makes a ton of sense with this card too. Where is it at? Because you know I always have everything all shuffled up by the end of this. But don't just that. Here it is. Yeah. So maybe this is something, it was an unconscious belief or something in your subconscious. Guys, we always talk about how, you know, we can do all of our healing that is right in front of our face very much more easily. I mean, it's still a challenge, right? But it's doable, and sometimes, like, the writing's on the wall, we know what we need to work on. But when it comes to our subconscious and our unconscious beliefs, it's really stuff that we're not always aware of. It takes a lot more diving inward. And this is when people like to use things like binaural beats and other sound healing, or even like different forms of hypnosis or whatever other services are out there, even like past life regressions and things like that, to figure out their ancestry and what they've experienced, because this stuff is not at the forefront for us, yet it still is impacting the way that we think and behave, right? So once we can get to the bottom of those really deep waters, okay, that water energy flowing, now we're able to break free. I've got to emphasize it again. Please go with the flow on this one. There is potential. You got to see it. You got to honor it. Maybe a good time for some affirmations, guys. Like, I see the potential in all I do, or I am reaching my highest potential, or spirit is guiding me to my highest potential, or whatever makes sense. You know, I like to give you guys examples, but I really encourage you to craft it on your own so it's true to you. Affirmations do work, especially when you start with I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. This is too many cards. Whoa, but they're really flying out of this. So I'm doing my mermaids and dolphins. Oh yeah, so some of you guys are starting a new career. Very nice. It says, and you're going to be self-employed. It says you are a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. I bet it's, okay, so maybe that makes a lot of sense too. Maybe some of you were a little nervous to leave a job, you know, a typical 9-to-5 job or whatever. Or maybe that job is just draining you and there's another project that you want to be working on. Maybe you want to start an Etsy shop. Maybe you have services that you want to offer. Something, but it does say you're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. On a side note, guys, I want to remind you of something, and I've said this in the past, but this is appropriate to mention right now quickly. When you are working in a state of inspiration, this is like how you like touch on 5D, right? Because you're doing something with your unique gifts and talents, and you're doing it in an inspired state instead of being forced. Like many of us are forced to do tasks at 9-to-5 jobs that we don't like or don't resonate with us, so it's like a forced energy. But when you're truly inspired and you're creating in that inspired state, you'll find that whatever you're creating, you make very quickly. You'll find that the energy that you put into it is really beautiful. And if, say, you're selling something, say you're selling jewelry or whatever you're selling, people are going to get that piece that you make or that artwork that you make. They're going to feel that energy that you put in. It's literally going to come off of it. That's why I'm really picky with, like, for example, like, shout out to Revolving Energy. I wear a lot of her jewelry because I've seen her studio. I see the energy she puts into it. I know what it is, and it makes it so much powerful. On the flip side of that, I've seen crystal jewelers that I'm like, I'm not feeling your energy. I am not wearing your stuff, so people can feel it. So I just want to remind you of that. Siobhan, you're another example. I was just having that conversation with you as well. Like, people can really feel it. You don't have to be an empath or intuitive or whatever to feel when someone makes something from the heart with their gifts and talents, and you do. You want that. I know. Everything I own is handmade or from a space or place where it's like it has sacred meaning. So I know there's a lot of us out there do that. Wow. Okay, so empowerment. You are more powerful than you realize. It is safe to be powerful. Yeah, this isn't a time to let self-doubt trickle in or anything that is not, not for your highest good. I mean, what can I say? You're allowed to, like, again, that whole dimming your light thing, like, there's a difference between having humility and not being like an egotistical bragger, but also you're allowed to, like, show up in your highest potential and honor that and honor your power and honor whatever you're talented in. Like, the world wants to see it. Like, don't dim it. Don't dim it. That is so, again, last paradigm. Like, that's so, like, leave that for the birds. Also, the other card that flew out is pay attention. It says, notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance. As this can yield valuable information. God, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Notice repetition signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. So I know, I can feel it. So there are some of you, again, going back to the root of this, there's hesitation, I can feel it. It's hesitation for whatever reason, whether it has to do with starting this business, whether it has to do with leaving this house or this location, whatever it is, whatever this formal, again, the Justice card was here with this new documentation you're signing or new paperwork you're doing or whatever it is, whatever you're creating that feels formal to you, you've just had some hesitation, and that's okay, because, you know, you were just getting rid of self-doubt, and now you're going to step into it in an empowered way, and you're going to be brave, and you're going to be inspired, and you're going to have plenty of hints. Make sure you're paying attention to those hints. Spirit leaves us so many hints, and like, literally, I mean, and guys, it goes so far beyond like just seeing like 555 and shit like that. Like, you're going to have synchronicities, repetition, okay? The same thing that keeps popping up over and over and over again, that's for you. Get into the habit of when, say you see an animal totem, or say you see like the same word over and over again, or like look up what it means, and make sure you go to a credible space. If you're not sure of credible resources or whatever, like send me the link and be like, is this legit? Eventually you'll get good enough at using your intuition to know this is garbage or not. And again, discernment is very important. I'm feeling called to do one more deck. I'm going to do Sacred Oracle. And yeah, like guys, like fuck it. Like I don't know. Just try stuff. Just try stuff. Just try. If it's not for you, you'll know you'll do something different. But you got to start somewhere, and, you know, start simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start simple. Very simple. That's what I do. Perfection isn't real. I just try stuff. Even with my YouTube videos I'm putting up right now, they're just like what I'm doing here. Eventually I would like to like have a nice background and like be a little more formal, maybe have an intro, things like that. But I'm just starting somewhere. You just want to start somewhere. And then if it keeps resonating, you just build as you go. You don't have to set up this major plan in advance anymore. That's not how this shit works anymore. Again, that's soulless paradigm. That's how those old jobs are that we used to work. Some of you are still in those jobs, and that's okay. Hopefully you're finding new ways to craft it in a way that makes sense to you, though, right? It's all about our perception. It's all about our empowerment. And it's also about, you know, turning it off, too, stepping away from it. You don't want to get to a point where you're not working from an inspired space anymore. Sorry, this is too many cards. I'm going to keep shuffling. What up, Justin? What up, Nolan? What up, Willica? There it is. Whoa. These cards just like to fly. Wow, shock of the new. Okay, this is cool. Wow, so we have a lot going on in this card. So we have truth coming through with our throat chakra. That's being highlighted. Seeing new things as well. There's beauty. It's a happy shock, guys. It's not one to be afraid of because it's come through growth. That's why we have the sunflowers in her hair. Okay, sunflowers grow closest to the sun, so that also represents a new light, a new bright beginning for us. We also have, this is a reminder for some of you, definitely, I think, like, listening to binaural beats, or, guys, if you don't meditate, just play it at night before you go to bed, or just play it in the background as you are doing whatever you do. Go on YouTube, you can go to my channel, again, link is in my bio, or you can go find another channel if you want. Like, it's nothing personal. I just want you to be listening to authentic sound healing music, and maybe some of you are even creating your own. Okay, there's something very significant about the sound of the universe is what I'm hearing. The sound of the universe is going to bring you back into a more cosmic place and help it actually is going to help with this work that you're doing too. So definitely play it while you're creating. And again, I don't care. I do, if it's not binaural beats or you know, any sound healing frequencies. Some of you guys might be using like singing bowls. That's cool too. But even if you are just listening to your own music, wow, this one wants to come out bad. This one came out in the big chunk earlier too. I do recommend music without lyrics, at least from time to time, because the lyrics are like, again, it's kind of like, I know it's fun to sing along, like I like to do that too, but it's also kind of programming you and forcing your thoughts, right? It's kind of like, so give yourself space to have no lyrics so that you can have that flow, you know, just want to keep the space open for it. Pandora's Gift, I'm going to read this one from the book, or at least skim through it because I feel called to do so. We all know Pandora's box, right? I don't want to be too generic with this. This is a really beautiful card. Okay, it says, hang on. I want to make sure the glare, you can see it. Okay, it says, Pandora lives within us as a curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She's the hopeful voice of our soul that asks us the questions, and in so she triggers the process that brings the answers. This reminds me of some tower cards too, right? So there's some kind of triggering going on to push you forward, even if you don't really want to, or you're nervous or afraid. Sometimes it's through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of the world, and yet all is not lost. However, right, even now, the light within you is stirring for a new revelation, new life, and new adventure. Pandora is all gifted and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now's the time to surrender to the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another, or if something terrible feels like it's happening. It's time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, right? Yeah, so perfection isn't real. Pandora frees your soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey, okay, necessarily involves learning through experience. There's no shame in your learning process. Pandora's experience and presence is the sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame, okay, for the acceptance of inherent divinity. Sorry, I guess I can't really talk that well today for some reason. From this moment on, you are unstoppable. Okay, so it's for the healing process. It's suggesting to do some grounding work, okay, and just do anything to help you relax. Also affirm, my heart light is unmasked from shame, fear, and doubt. Those who seek me are invited now. I bow only before divine truth, light, and love. All else is dismissed. Okay, so there's some this is like, they write for days in this book, so I just gave you like the big parts, but accept this gift, accept this time to move forward. Something is propelling you forward. Take heed to it. Guys, I hope these messages help. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Awaken Within. And yeah.